In the Mind of Jax Taylor is sponsored by BetterHelp. Mental health awareness is growing, but there's still progress to be made. 26% of Americans who participated in a recent survey say they have avoided seeking mental health support due to fear of judgment. And that couldn't be more true. When people hesitate to get help, it doesn't just affect them. It impacts families, workplaces, and entire communities. Guys, I'm the perfect example of this. This Mental Health Awareness Month, let's encourage everyone to take care of their well-being and break the stigma. The world is better when people are healthy and happy. Therapy has been a lifesaver for me over the past year. It's helpful for learning positive coping skills and how to set boundaries. Therapy empowers us all to be the best versions of ourselves. BetterHelp has over 10 years of experience matching people with the right therapist from their diverse network of more than 30,000 licensed therapists with a wide range of specialties. BetterHelp is fully online, making therapy affordable and convenient, serving over 5 million people worldwide. And you can easily switch therapists anytime with no extra cost. We're all better with help. Visit BetterHelp.com/JaxTaylor to get 10% off your first month. That's BetterHelp, HELP.com/JaxTaylor. Get help today, guys. Hey guys, and welcome back to In the Mind of Jax Taylor. How are you guys? It's been a long week already, and it's what Tuesday, and I'm like sick as a dog. Threw my back out. Not really happy right now. Freezing cold. Literally gonna go to bed right after this. I feel like shit. Anyway, how's everybody doing? Really cool guest we had on last week, Michael Rappaport. Been a fan of his for a long time, man. Like, he's done some really, really cool stuff, and he's really passionate about everything that he does and loves sports, and I'm a big sports guy, so it was really cool having him on and getting to do his podcast as well, which is really, really cool. So all right, I'm going to get into it. We're going to do questions today, another Q&A, and then next week we got Lala's brother, which I'm really excited about. I love Easton. We're going to get into some cool stuff, but just some, just some trending topics that are going on right now. I don't know if you guys saw this, but a robot in Australia started tagging a person. So we kind of all knew this was going to happen, right? Elon is doing all these robots, and people are starting to do, AI robots and all this. Now, this robot, I don't know if you guys saw it on the internet, attacked a person, like full on went crazy and attacked a person. They had to have a crane pick it up. So this is where we're headed. I mean, kind of all knew this was going to happen. I mean, it just takes, that's scary. I saw the video, and the robot literally just attacked like 2 or 3 people. It was incredible. Another thing, they're starting to close down all the Six Flags parks. Not sure if you guys saw this. I mean, they've had so many issues with these parks over the years, so many disasters, so many people getting hurt. And the only people that go there really are, I mean, when I went there the 2 times, Schwartz and I went there 2 times, like during the week, the only people that are there are like like teenagers, and they're just literally there just making out with each other all day long. Like, that's all it is. There's not much going on at Six Flags anymore. And like I said, the amount of accidents at these parks, I'm sure like the insurance liability is just getting out of control. So yeah, no more Six Flags after a while. So, my favorite thing, I'm getting excited because I'm a big TV guy. Sex and the City is coming back. It's called And Just Like That. It's the reboot coming back next week. Very excited. I'm a big guy. I love chick shows, and I've been watching them for years, and I'm just really, really excited about this one. So, what's another thing? What else is going on? So everybody's asking to me about how how the sobriety is going, and it's going really good. I really appreciate you guys asking that. I think about it though, and I was listening to some other podcasts about sobriety, and I think Theo Vaughn said this. I'm not quite sure. He was saying it to Mark Zuckerberg, and he was talking about sobriety, and I guess he asked Mark, he's like, hey, what, do you drink? And he's like, no, I'm raw dogging it. And Theo was like, that's absolutely crazy. Now think about the world we live in today, right? I mean, he's literally raw dogging, meaning he's not on anything. Getting through today's society, not on anything. I'm talking no prescriptions, no alcohol, no drugs, nothing. No caffeine, absolutely nothing. To me, that's insane. Going through the whole day without absolutely taking nothing. I mean, that's tough. I think that's harder than it is, to get sober. Being sober, staying sober is, and like I said, not using anything, not even a prescription pill, not even caffeine. Like, wow, I just thought that was just truly amazing, because that's I don't know what I would do if I didn't have my medication. It'd be crazy. I think everybody, if you think about it for a second, everybody needs something, right? We need coffee in the morning. Sometimes someone needs a Celsius. Sometimes people need to take their depression medication, their bipolar medication. That's just that. Now you put drugs and alcohol on top of that. It's a whole nother cocktail. But, going through all that, doing, I guess he calls it raw dogging it, is quite impressive considering he's Mark Zuckerberg, one of the richest, guys in the world. Probably has so much stress. I can't even imagine. But anyway. Okay, so I was talking to my buddy the other day. He's newly single, and he said, I went on a date and the other day, and he's like, what do you think about this? He's like, we brought up our exes. Now, I'm curious to what you guys think about this. Like, when you're on a date, do you bring up your ex? And if so, do you downplay it not to offend the other person? For instance, I'm going on a date with somebody, right? And the girl, I ask her, so have you dated before? And she goes, yeah. Do you think she would downplay it not to hurt the guy's feelings? Meaning if it wasn't like a professional athlete, a huge banker or something like that, would you be honest as the female answering the question? Would you be like, he was in banking, instead of saying he was a multi-billionaire investment banker or he was a professional athlete? Because I feel like if you say that right off the bat, I feel like that's going to really make the guy feel just like, oh my God, how can he live up to that? I was thinking about that. She said, what did he say? She said her ex-boyfriend was a professional athlete or something like that. I can't remember exactly. And he's like, already right off the bat, I was already like, my tail was between my legs. I'm like, how am I going to compete with that? I have a normal job. We're at like a nice dinner, which is going to cost a lot of money, but she's used to being with guys they don't even think of things like that. So it scared me. I'm like, is that the kind of girls that are out there right now? Like, how do you even date? Like, how does that even happen? And he said it went okay, but it was just like, he's like, whatever you do, Jax, if you go on a date, do not ever bring up the exes, because it can really, really go south fast. I would probably never do that. I don't think I've ever brought up an ex on a date. That would be kind of weird, I think. My other question was, here's another thing that I was just listening about. So Uber drivers, I don't know if you guys everybody takes Uber, right? So the new thing now, you got to be very careful. This is all you ladies out there, for men too, but all you ladies out there, listen to this. Uber drivers, what they're doing now is they're picking up drunk females and males too, I'm sure. But I heard drunk females, and they're going about a block away from wherever they're picked up. And then they're dropping them off and saying, you know what, we can't take you anymore because you're drunk or your credit card didn't work. They take off, and there's a car right behind this Uber that they have this planned, and then they end up robbing the person. How crazy is that? So it's a whole scheme. So the guy pulls over, says, I can't take you anymore. And his buddy behind him is in a car waiting for this to happen, gets out of the car, robs the person. They both drive off. How crazy is that? So just be careful of that, ladies. I thought that was fucking scary, to be honest. I was talking to my other buddy the other day, as you guys know, Jesse, and we were kind of just getting into our mental health a little bit, because obviously you guys all know we're both going through some pretty public divorces, and we check in on each other from time to time just to see how our mental health is going. And unfortunately, he had a little bit of a blow up today again. But I was like, do you think there's going to be a time where we're going to be able to just be like okay with our exes? We're going to just be able to come over and go to Disney together and go to do this together, and just be like able to laugh, almost not laugh because we're going through our time, but ever just to look back and be like, I can't believe we did all that. Is there ever going to be a time? And he's like, yeah, I mean, I hope so, for the sake of our children, because the only people that lose in this is our children. And I had some of my buddies the other day like, hey, this is my degenerate friends. They're like, hey, are you going to celebrate when you get divorced? Because my divorce is just about final. Literally just need one signature and we're done. He's like, hey, are you going to go out and celebrate? I'm like, are you fucking kidding me? Celebrate this? This is the worst fucking thing I've ever gone through in my entire life. And I lost my father. And this is by far worse than that. And I don't mean that any disrespect to my dad, but why the fuck would I help men celebrate their divorces? I just, and this is a common thing from what I hear. Like, I was asking them, like, is this a common thing? People celebrate their divorces? Celebrate the fact that you destroyed your family? Celebrate the fact that, you ripped apart something that you thought was going to be forever? And I was like, this is fucking weird. Like, who does that? Like, I haven't met anybody who's been through, well, I can't say anybody because Tom Schwartz, but even Tom Schwartz, who's had the best scenario you can possibly have, which is not a surprise because Tom's just the most likable guy ever. But even that, like, you get sad because you put in all this time, and like I was together with Brittany for 10 years, and that's a long time. But I just keep flashing back to all the good times. There was a lot of good times, and I keep flashing back on why the fuck would I want to celebrate that this is over? Like all the work and all the shit we put into it. And I was kind of like turned off by that. And I was like, dude, we're not going to fucking celebrate Jesse and I's divorce. That's fucking stupid. Anyway, so I was getting back with the friends with the exes thing, and my goal obviously is to I'm not even trying to get back with Brittany at this point. I'm just trying to earn her respect back and earn her trust back, which is going to take forever because of what's gone on. But that's kind of where I'm at. I know you guys have asked where you guys stand, and that's kind of where it is right now. I don't know if you guys heard last week's episode with Mike, Mr. Rappaport, and he was just like, you just got to put your tail between your legs right now and just, say yes, 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 and do whatever you can to make her happy. Because at the end of the day, I don't want it. It's more for me, yes, but it is more for my son. I need my son to see that his mom and dad are okay. Everyone's asking how again with the sobriety, which I do appreciate everybody messaging me, and it's been really, really kind. And I'm trying not to just get better. I want to enjoy the process of getting better. Like, I'm trying to see the steps because I'm going to look back on this one day and I'm going to be like, how did you do it? I know it's going to be a long time from now. Trust me, because I get up and I fall down. I get up and I fall down mentally, not with alcohol or drugs, but mentally. And, I want to be able to look back on this and explain what I've gone through. The times where, the anger got the best of me, or, my brain just gets in the way sometimes. And, I have that FOMO feeling. I have a huge, huge FOMO feeling, which I don't know why at my age. Who gives a shit if you miss something out? In fact, it's probably better if you do miss something out. But for some reason in my brain, I feel like I'm missing out on stuff. I get like angry when other people are doing things and I'm not doing them, which I do it to myself at the end of the day. But, that's the kind of stuff that I can't be worried about right now. And I have to learn that, I really have to trust this process and go through the stages. It's almost like going to AA and you have the 12 steps. There's probably, I don't know this or not, but I should ask my therapist, is there a 12-step for mental health? There's a 12-step for alcohol. Is there a 12-step for mental health? That's actually a really good question. I need to talk to my therapist about that. I should be going to therapy multiple times a week. I should be. I go one time a week. And the reason for that being is because I feel like I get everything out that I need to get out on Monday. People ask me if I go to church. I was going to church every Wednesday, actually, before COVID. Once COVID hit, I stopped. My buddy, who I talk about all the time, Jam, who you guys will see on the show, he's one of my best friends, and he's been sober for a couple of years, and he takes me to church usually, but it's in Hollywood. It's far. And now everything moved to online, and I have a hard time watching church online. I just can't do it. So I lose my attention. It's like working out in your house. I have a beautiful gym in my house right now, but I just can't work out here. I have to, get in my car, go have my cup of coffee, get in there, say hi to everybody. Like, it's a process for me. And it's the same thing with going to church. I need to go to church. I have to have my cup of coffee, say hi to the pastor. What's going on with your life? Shake hands with people. It's all part of it, and I feel like going to church, I get to talk to my dad there. It was really good because I went on a Wednesday, and Wednesday kind of breaks up your week. So it was really, really cool. I loved going. I wish we could go back. I wish they would keep it going again, but I don't know. Okay, I had another question. This is from a girl. She actually messaged me, and I've had very few of you guys saying they looked up to me, and the 5 people that ever said that, thank you. But they asked my thoughts on restarting a relationship. What are my thoughts on that? It's really hard to talk about that. I think trying again is okay, but obviously you can't do it the same way. You can't. You obviously need to change, and I feel like you're gonna fall, and you have to get back up together. You got to be mutual. You both have to agree. You really got to love each other each day. You both need to show up, not 50%, 100%. You each need to show up 100%. And if you don't, that's fine too. But you know what? When you get up in the morning, I think it's important to say, you know what? I only got 75% today. I'm going to need you to cover that 25%. And I heard this too in a meeting, and I thought this made a lot of sense. Like, there's going to be days where you just can't show up. You're not going to be able to show up for the relationship. You're not going to be able to show up. You're having a bad day, bad something there. And if you're honest, you go, listen, I wish I would have learned this before I got divorced. But if I got up in the morning and I was in a shitty mood, which is a lot, I wish I could have just said, hey, listen, I'm going to let you know right now, I am not in a good mood. I don't want to go off on you. I don't want to argue with you, but I'm just letting you know right now, be a little patient with me today. I don't mean to snap. I wish I would have said that. And I think if I would have done that, maybe that would have softened the blow a little bit. But yeah, I think you can restart your relationship. I think, if the love is there, and I think getting back together is not a bad thing if you guys want, if you work it, if you really work it and you really both want to be in it 100%. That's my opinion on that.
This show is sponsored by BetterHelp. Mental health awareness is growing, but there's still progress to be made. 26% of Americans who participated in a recent survey say that they have avoided seeking mental health support due to fear of judgment, and I can vouch for that. When people hesitate to get help, it doesn't just affect them. It impacts families, workplaces, and entire communities. This Mental Health Awareness Month, let's encourage everyone to take care of their well-being and break the stigma. The world is a better place when people are healthy and happy. I don't know if you guys have been watching The Valley or not, but I've obviously been going through a lot, with my personal life, with my marriage, with my mental health. And, I've been exploring all different kinds of avenues as for getting help and trying to fix the issues that I have. And BetterHelp has helped me tremendously. I strongly suggest, guys, that you check them out, especially a guy like me who is refused to get help for so long. And I finally let myself get a little bit of help. And BetterHelp has been, I can't speak enough about them. BetterHelp has over 10 years of experience matching people with the right therapist from their diverse network of more than 30,000 licensed therapists with a wide range of specialties. BetterHelp is fully online, making therapy affordable and convenient, serving over 5 million people worldwide. And you can easily switch therapists at any time for no extra cost. We're all better with help. Visit BetterHelp.com/JaxTaylor to get 10% off your first month. Guys, that's 10% off. That's BetterHelp. HELP.com/JaxTaylor.
Mochi Health is here to help you start your weight loss journey with caring, personalized support. Meet one-on-one with board-certified obesity doctors and registered dietitians who truly listen and understand your unique needs. Eligible patients can access affordable GLP-1 medications delivered right to their door each month. No insurance? No problem. Mochi Health accepts FSA and HSA, making care accessible and affordable. And with 24/7 customer service, you'll never feel alone on your path to better health. Get started with Mochi Health today. Take the free quiz at joinmochi.com and use code AUDIO40 at checkout for $40 off your first month of membership. That's joinmochi.com with promo code AUDIO40.
A little percentage that I thought was kind of crazy. Did you guys know attractive women get approached less than unattractive women? Which is a no-brainer to me, I feel like, because guys are intimidated, right? I mean, you see these beautiful women, right? Guys are not going to go up there. They're like, you know what? 50 million other guys have definitely tried, and what makes me any different? And I've talked to some girls about this, actually. Do you get approached a lot? And the ones that you oh my gosh, this girl must have every guy in the world. They'll be like, no, guys don't really approach me. They think that I'm out of their league, or I have somebody, I have a sugar daddy, which is really interesting to me because there's people that don't play that off. They're like, no, I get asked out all the time. So, I thought that was a pretty cool, interesting fact. So, yeah, sorry guys. I was getting to a lot of different things just now because I had some thoughts in my head. I've been hanging out with my guys and we were all talking about dating and getting back out there, and obviously divorce. A lot of my friends are going through divorce, and it's just the topic of conversation this year, with mental health and divorce. It really, really is. So I'm sorry I'm getting into all that, but I just kind of wanted to talk about some of it. So anyway, we're going to get into some questions here. It's Ask 20 Questions to Jax. That's right. I just said myself in the third person. I feel like Lala. She does that all the time. Okay. So this episode is for you guys. I'll be answering the questions that were sent in, and let's get right into it. A lot of these, I feel like I'm reading these right now. I feel like a lot of these I got into already, but how are you and Brittany getting along? Today, okay. I said this many times already. it's day by day right now. I'm working really hard on it. It's just hard. It's just hard. For those of you who haven't gone through a divorce, I don't wish this on anybody. I really, really don't. Because it's like, I feel like we're strangers again. I feel like I'm trying to rebuild something that we've had that I broke. And I do take a lot of the responsibility, but it does take two. I'm not putting the blame on Brittany, but it does take two. You can't argue by yourself, so I feel like we had a lot of friction towards the end. And I feel like, you know what, instead of working on it, we kind of fizzled away, and I didn't put the effort in that I should have. So anyway, right now we're it's day by day. I go there, I see Cruz. I don't hang out there a lot unless I'm going there to swim or hang out with Cruz, or once in a while she'll have dinner there for me. But it's kind of just really, it's tough right now. It's going to take a lot of time. Do I have any hidden talents? Do I have any hidden talent? No, I don't. I wish I could say I did, but I definitely don't have any hidden talents. Where do I see myself in 5 years? Jeez. God, I'm just trying to get through today. I'm really just trying to get through today. And, it's one day at a time. I know that's a cliche saying, but that's what it is with sobriety and mental health. It's one day at a time. I just want to be alive. I want to be alive and taking care of my son. That's as far as I can go with that. So you say you're a red flag, but what would you say your biggest red flag is? Jesus, there's a lot. I think for me right now is validation. I think validation is a drug for me that I haven't really quit yet. Yeah, I just constant for like the seeking of approval. I try to do quick fixes, like how can I make this better without actually really wanting it to be better. I'm just trying to make it go away. And instead of trying to, fix the root of the problem on how that even started, I just want things to go away. And that's something that I really have to work on. So I would say validation and the latter part of that. Have I taken Cruz to the zoo? Oh, absolutely. We have gone a few times, not together lately, but we used to go together. He loves the elephants and the pink flamingos. Those are his two favorite things. He always brings his little elephant toy with him, and he just loves it. Like if he sees elephants on TV, he'll just dead stop and stare at them. So elephants are his thing. If you could this is a really good question because this changed for me. If you could instantly become an expert on something, what would that be? For me, right now, real time, I'm really into mental health. I'm talking to others, listening to others and on what their problems are and how they fix these issues, and talking to people that are at the bottom of the barrel. I really, 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 I can't stress this enough. One of the best things I loved about going to rehab was talking to people that have it far, far worse than me. They have nothing to lose, where I had everything to lose. And those people, if you can get them into a good mindset and say, listen, it's okay. It's okay. Like I'm just the opposite of you. I have everything that you want and I'm still miserable. I'm still not happy. And to be able to talk to each other and figure out the root of these issues and why and how you can get back to where you need to be, and not letting some past things, some past issues ruin the rest of your life. Because life is short. We're here for a good time, not a long time. So I feel like it sucks these people in and ruins their lives over issues that they can be so fixed. People forgive and they forget, and I think it's important to talk to these folks and to be there for them and to answer. I pick up the phone every time. I have two of the guys that call me from rehab all the time, checking in. How you doing? What's going on? How are your daughters? How are your kids? How's your job? How's school? Do you need anything? Is there anything there out there? I think it's so powerful because it's like, it can really make your day. Like for me, that makes my day. I always said earlier, what my favorite thing is like when Brittany just left me a note. Like by the coffee maker. When I got up in the morning and I had to go run errands, hey, thinking of you, I love you, let's get dinner tonight. Things like that. Like things like texts in the middle of the day, checking in on somebody and being there for somebody. Hey, taking somebody out to dinner. They had a rough day. I want to do that. I don't even know what that's called. Maybe a life coach, or I don't know, but that's kind of what I would love to be an expert on. Obviously I'm nowhere near that, but I feel like somewhere along the line that maybe this is the direction I'm supposed to go in. If you could swap lives with anyone from the cast of The Valley, who would that be? Jason, why? And when I say swap lives, I mean for probably 48 hours, nothing more. Why? Because Jason's he's a normal guy. He doesn't really have any kind of drama with him. He always makes fun of himself and says, "I'm so boring. I'm the most boringest one on the cast." But ideally, he's got the not the most stress when it comes to the show. Whether his personal life is stressful, I'm assuming it is. He's the breadwinner in his house, and he's got his in-laws at the house, and he's got a newborn baby, and not newborn. He's got a 1-year-old there, so it's kind of stressful because he's kind of the breadwinner of the home. So that might be stressful. But as far as the show goes, and his demeanor and the way he thinks, I think I would like to trade lives with him one day. For one day, maybe 2 days. Nothing more than that though, because I think I'd be bored. But he doesn't have much going on as far as drama, so probably Jason. What is the weirdest thing about you? God, the weirdest thing about me? I think what's weird to a lot of people is how much food I'm eating. I consume probably 75 eggs a week. So I can't think of anything that's weird. Is there a lot of issues with me and craziness with me? Absolutely. But as far as weird, I would think right now, because my diet is so high protein. Yeah, I'm pushing like 75 eggs a week right now. I eat 4 meals a day. I think, that's probably weird to some people, my eating habits. I don't know. The last person I texted, truthfully, Schwartz. I literally texted him 5 minutes ago because I saw that I just got this new duvet comforter, and I don't know I don't know how to clean it without it getting ruined. So I saw that Schwartz had his duvet comforter hanging over his balcony, and I'm like, oh, okay, so he's got one. So I texted him, I'm like, how do you wash a duvet comforter? Because I know you wash it, but are you supposed to put it in the dryers? Because I don't want it to get clumpy. So that's exactly what I texted Schwartz, and he was the last one I texted. Before that was Brittany, though. Okay, so tell us one thing about Jax that he would never expect. I know you guys are not going to think this, and a lot of you are going to laugh at this, but if you ask my family or my true friends, they would say I have a big heart. And I really, really do. I really, really feel for a lot of people. I really get emotional about a lot of things. I think I just make a lot of stupid mistakes. That I just make a lot. I don't think I'm a malicious person, but I have a really big heart. I would be there for any of my friends if they ever needed it. So, on the shows, The Valley, Vanderpump, over the years, I know a lot of you guys see that we go crazy at each other and it gets dark and it gets nuts. But at the end of the day, when someone's health's at risk, when someone's going through something so personal that's going to destroy their lives or could possibly hurt them, you put all that aside. And right now, there is a friend of ours that is going through something that's very, very scary. And, I just found out today, and it was really emotional. It was really, really emotional. And you just never know. You never know. All this yelling and screaming and yelling at people and doing all this, you could lose it all in one day. And not just by making bonehead decisions, it's by health. You can wake up tomorrow and find out you have something that's incurable. You can wake up tomorrow and it could be all over. So, when we go at each other, sometimes I feel like we don't think about that. And yeah, so I feel like to answer your question, I think I have a big heart because I've been really emotional about it all day. And this person I'm not super close with anymore. And, I kind of been texting back and forth, and I'm just in awe. I'm just in awe that something like this could happen to somebody so young. Okay, so I'm sorry, I don't want to say the name because just in case, but it was on social media, but I just don't want to say the name. If you were stuck in an elevator for 12 hours, who would you rather have with you? Either Sheena or Brock? Nothing against Sheena here, but obviously Brock. Brock the builder, right? Everybody's been watching Brock, and he's building stuff, and he's does all his home makeover stuff, which is really, really cool. He does a great job. In fact, I got him coming over to my house to put my sauna together when it gets here. I just ordered a sauna, and he's like, Jax, so for sure I'll help you put it together. He even hooked me up with the company. So yeah, definitely Brock. He's the one that would bust us out of an elevator for sure. If you won the lottery tomorrow, like 80 million, what would you do? Definitely give all my friends $1 million for sure. All my friends would get $1 million. I would definitely make sure that all my friends' parents were out of debt. I would make sure, obviously, Brittany and Cruz were definitely way okay. And then the rest, I don't know. I don't know what I would do. Maybe I would have enough money to where I could probably just go off for a while and you know, just be by myself for a while. I don't know. I don't know what I would do with so much money, but definitely hook up my friends, hook up my family, hook up my friends' families, just make sure they're okay, and yeah, obviously take care of my personal family. If you could speak to 18-year-old Jax, what advice would you give him? Fuck, take medication. Take medication. You're gonna have some issues with your mental health. Fucking fix that or work on that because it's going to be a doozy. And sure enough, it did. Take a breath, breathe, think about your actions, make good choices. Life is not going to be fucking easy. Life is not going to be easy, but just take a beat when it gets hard. So that's what I would say. How is my relationship with my sister? It's great. She lives in Michigan, as a lot of you guys know. I talk to her probably right now, you know, twice a week. You know, my poor sister has literally lost, I can't remember, between 5 and 8 people due to cancer this year. And literally every time I call her, she's at a funeral. I don't know how she does it. Like, these are all people, too, that are really close to her. And, you know, not only does she work in a hospital, but then her friends pass away. It's like she's constantly around people that are sick or going through something. So, you know, I don't know how she does it. She's a very strong individual. And then to come home and, you know, take care of her husband and her family and all that too. So it's got to be tough for her. But Jenny, if you're listening, I love you. And I know you're going through a lot right now. And I'll be seeing you soon. Do you think Schwartz will ever get married or have a child? Tom, I love you to death. You know that. You're my best friend. But I do not see you getting married and having a child. Absolutely not. I just don't see it. I think you got a lot on your plate right now. Uh, I think you got a lot on your plate right now. I know you have a lot on your plate right now. Obviously not going to get into that, but I know you're a busy guy right now. I think you want love. I think you want that. I think you want to have somebody, but I just don't. When you, Tommy, if you're listening to this, I don't mean this in a negative way. It's just a question, but I just don't see it right now. Please prove me wrong, though. Please prove me wrong. What is something you really miss from being married to Brittany? There's a lot that I miss, believe it or not. We had a really good time together. We really enjoyed each other's company. We liked a lot of the same foods. We liked to do the same things. We liked the same movies. We liked the same TV shows. Before cruise, we traveled a lot. Uh, you know, I feel like it just worked, believe it or not. Like, obviously the last few years were really, really bad, but, I think somewhere down the line, I think, you know, like I said, when COVID started, that's when it really started getting bad, was when COVID hit. I was so depressed that I literally just went crazy. I just went crazy, and I don't think I ever really recovered. I think I masked it. But I do miss hanging out with her. I do miss us being on the couch and watching our shows, and we would stay up till 3, 4 o'clock in the morning playing cards, literally just playing cards. Uh, it was the fun times. And I think she'll agree with me and she'll say the same thing. Do you have any regrets? If so, what are they? That's a whole nother podcast. That's a whole nother podcast. I have a lot of regrets, a lot. Geez, it would probably be easier to say what weren't my regrets, to be honest with you. But I've had so many. Obviously, probably my biggest one to date is the way I handled my situation with Brittany. The way I just lost my shit. Not going on medication earlier. Not quitting. Not trying to get not trying to get a hold of my substance abuse. These are the things right here that really put me under. Those are my biggest regrets right now, if I had to say to date. This is a tough one. If you could go back in time, would you have been a better husband or never marry at all? Of course, I would want to be a better husband. Of course. That's obviously without saying. Would I have married at all? I wouldn't have my son. I wouldn't have my beautiful little boy if I didn't get married. I don't know. It's just a tough question to answer. I don't think, and I hate saying this, I don't think it was a good idea for me to get married. I think I was just so blinded by it. Like I said earlier, I think I was so blinded by the fact that everybody else was getting married and it just seemed like the right thing to do. And it was so quick and it was so fast. And we didn't even go on a honeymoon. We weren't even engaged. We weren't even engaged. Like, we literally I proposed, and like literally the next day she planned the wedding. We got married a year later. I wish we would have been engaged longer. I don't know if that would have played a huge role in it, but I think it would have helped. I think it would have helped to be engaged a little bit longer to see, hey, is this what we want? Is this, gonna happen? I just think there was so much going on at that time, and there was so much. I think both of our mental health was just crazy at that time too, that it just seemed like the right thing to do. And I think Brittany will probably say the same thing. And this is not a dig at me or at her. I think we should have thought about it a little bit more. But then again, I wouldn't have Cruzy, and I wouldn't change that for anything in the world. So anyway, that's the last one. I appreciate you guys listening to me. I went on a little bit of a rant in the beginning, and I apologize. I was kind of all over the place, but I had these questions, and I kind of wanted to talk about them a little bit because I use you guys as therapy, of course. So next week, we got Easton, Lala's brother, who I'm very excited to have. He has a podcast with his sister. He's absolutely hilarious. So I'm going to be having him on next week. We're going to talk about all kinds of things. And I just want to say thank you guys. Thank you guys for listening. I hope you are enjoying the show. And I guess I will see you guys next week. Talk to you later.
Are you looking for your next case? Pluto TV has all your favorite crime dramas streaming for free.
You're gonna need some backup.
Which means suspense is free.
Very cool.
Watch CSI New York, Criminal Minds, Blue Bloods, Tracker, FBI, and SWAT all for free.
You can't outrun this.
Someone is gonna pay for all this crime. But it's not gonna be you.
Take care of business, fellas.
Watch all the cases, all for free, from all your favorite devices.
We got you.
Feel the free. Pluto TV. Stream now. Pay never.